Hello Cameroon, good morning. Hello world, good morning and welcome on board. This is Salve Vicinus signing on here on DMR TV. It's another bright morning, it's another beautiful day. We thank God for giving us another wonderful day. Welcome on board the program that gives you lots of inspiration, education, information and entertainment. Today is Tuesday the 24th of June 2025. And of course, we are very excited coming to you on board this beautiful day. A day that is filled with sunshine. The skies are bright, the mountain is bright. It is a revelation of another beautiful day. Welcome. Our regular slots are on here on Salve Vicinus. We bring to you inspiration, education, information, and entertainment. And of course, we do that in a way that you feel very comfortable because you can watch this program to the end and you don't go home with something very great for yourself. Welcome on board. Now, our regular slots are here. Reverend Father Jean-Labe Bartomac will be here to treat us to our reflection page. Today's dose of reflection will be something you don't want to miss. So, of course, join us at the time. It will come on board. And then Sister Florence Awambe will be here to treat us to the saints of today. Which saints are we celebrating today? And what can we emulate from their lifestyle? That is what we will be discovering on the program at the time when the saint of the day comes. And then Magdalene Wondo will be here to treat us to the news of the day. She will tell us what is happening in the diocese of Boya, in Cameroon, and across the world. All of that will be here during the Divine Mercy infos that will be yours in a moment. And we have Eileen Sama. She would be here to treat us to what the papers are saying. Yes, yesterday was eventful and the papers have been capturing. So what are we going to be discovering from the papers today? Eileen Sama will tell us when the time for the newspaper review comes on board. And then we will also be having health and beauty. Nadeshme will be here to tell us what is healthy, what is beautiful. She will tell us when health and beauty tips comes on board. And then we go down the street of Boya and discover somebody who is doing something for themselves that put food on the table, but also they impact life. That is our where ends meet. We will be discovering somebody and something today on our where ends meet. And of course, dear viewers, we will crown it all with beautiful music. Beautiful music. We will punctuate some good music for you that will keep you warm, that will keep you beautiful and keep you elated. Now, just to inform you, it is our usual magnanimity that on some occasions we bring to you people who have investigated, who have researched, who are living, who have experience about certain subject matter to come on board and share with us their experience, share with us their knowledge, share with us all that they have impacted on our guest corner. Today we are going to be having some guests, and these are just not ordinary guests. These are guests that will be telling us things that will relate with the trending times. We're talking about drugs. Drugs has become two-way common in the society, and our young people are dying because every other day they take lots of drugs and it affects their mental health. It causes depression, it causes a lot, and even their physical health, and all of that cause a lot to the society. But there is going to be a change because there is a campaign to end drug abuse. Yes. And we've invited some guests to come and tell us more about what they do and how they're helping to end drugs in the society. That will be on our guest corner. And of course, I bet you will be learning a lot because that child that is sitting by you, you never know what he or she is thinking. They may just be doing drugs. But if you listen to this segment, you're going to definitely be having a way to accommodate them, having a way to be with them so that they don't do drugs and they don't become delinquent, especially with regard to drugs intake. Welcome on board, dear viewers. My name is Yannick Funke, and I'm always humbled being your host every other day. I am that pilot that flies with you without any turbulence, and I'm assuring you today would be that day you will be enjoying a flight with us, together with the best of engineers that we have around town. One kindness, I am assured that every other thing is in place. Welcome on board, dear viewers. We're very excited that you are on board. And of course, dear viewers, we kickstart the program. Regularly, we start with a musical bite. A bite that is going to inspire us to our first slot. A bite that will give us a reason to have an introspection of our purpose in life. Let us invite this beautiful music that will give us a time to reflect. When we come back, we'll introduce our first slot of the day. Do stay tuned.
One day at a time, sweet Jesus, that's all I'm asking from you. Lord, help me today, show me the way, one day at a time.
All right, what a beautiful piece of music to start our program with. Take one day at a time. Huh? Also, beautiful piece of music, a wonderful rendition of this hymn or piece that we always sing and enjoy. Kindness, thank you very much for the piece. And of course, it ushers us to our first slot of the day. It is a reflection page with Reverend Father Jean Lambert Bartomac. He definitely would be appealing to our consciences and giving reasons for us to live a purposeful life. In God we trust. That is our reflection. Let us take this transition of imperative. When we come back, we treat you to our reflection page.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Good morning, televiewers of DMR TV, and welcome to our daily reflection. Today is the 24th of June, 2025. And today we celebrate the Nativity of St. John the Baptist. And so I'll be reading from the Gospel passage according to Luke. Now the time came for Elizabeth to be delivered, and she gave birth to a son. And her neighbors and kinfolks heard that the Lord had shown great mercy to her, and they rejoiced with her. And on the 8th day, they came to circumcise the child, and they would have named him Zechariah, after his father. But his mother said, "Not so. He shall be called John." And they said to her, "None of your kindred is called by this name." And they made signs to his father, inquiring what he would have him called. And he asked for a writing tablet, and wrote, "His name is John." And they all marveled. And immediately his mouth was opened, and his tongue loosed, and he spoke, blessing God. And fear came on all the neighbors. And all these things they talked about through all the hill country of Judea. And all who heard them laid them up in their hearts, saying, "What then will this child be?" For the hand of the Lord was with him. And the child grew and became strong in spirit, and he was in the wilderness till the day of his manifestation to Israel. The Gospel of the Lord. Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ. My dear televiewers, like I said at the beginning, we celebrate today the Nativity of St. John the Baptist. And as we begin our day, there are so many things that this Gospel passage teaches us. The first thing is about God's promise. Despite our unfaithfulness, God remains faithful. When God has decided to promise us, or when God makes a promise to us, he will always fulfill, even when we are unfaithful, even when we desert him, because God is always God. And the second thing today is the community came together to celebrate. That is something we are beginning to lack or is missing nowadays. When somebody is celebrating, of course, some people will say, "No, we're not invited, so we're not going to attend." But in those days, there was that communal spirit. Somebody's joy is our joy. Somebody's sorrow is my sorrow. And so that communal aspect of always celebrating is very important. And so today, when you hear that a neighbor, a friend, a colleague, somebody has good news and the person is celebrating, even if you cannot make it, a simple text message, "Congratulations, I would have been with you, I'm with you in spirit," and that would at least send something. And I'm just saying, but one of the things I want us to reflect this morning is the fact that the parents of John were convinced. They wanted to name the child John, following the prescription by the angel. And many people will say that, no, you shouldn't name the child John. You should name the child Zechariah. There is nobody in your family. And this is exactly what they are teaching us today. Now we live in a society where there's a lot of peer pressure. There are people who do a lot of things not out of conviction, but simply because they want to impress those around them. And so if you leave your house today or as you begin your day, always remember this. If you are convinced of what is right, true, and correct, go ahead and do it. Because do not listen to what people will say. Do not think that if you do that which is right, people are going to criticize you for it. As long as it is right and correct, go ahead and do it. And John the Baptist's father, Zechariah, was blessed by God. His mouth, his tongue was open, and he could praise God because he understood that God needs obedience more than sacrifice. And so today, remember, be it a student, a colleague, or wherever you find yourself, if you're on the path that leads to God and that which is right and correct, do not allow yourself to be talked out of it. Be convinced of what is right and correct. And even if the whole world doesn't appreciate, at least there is a God who says, and your mouth will be full of praises and songs because you are pleasing God, not men. The Lord be with you. And may the blessing of Almighty God, the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit come down on you and remain with you forever. Amen.
Stay with your conviction, yes, irrespective of what the world sees. If you're convinced about that thing you want to do, stay with it. And that's the take-home message from the dose of reflection discharged this morning by Reverend Father Jean Lambert Boatemac. And of course, he made reference to the life of John the Baptist, or the birth, the nativity of John the Baptist, where his parents gave him the name John the Baptist, irrespective of the wishes and aspirations of those around them who wanted Zachariah or thereabout. Well, let us be convinced today and stay with our conviction in whatever thing we are doing. And of course, we're going to be achieving our goals in Christ we trust. Thank you very much, Father, for the reflection of today. And we sure shall be having you tomorrow on our next dose of reflection. Dear viewers, welcome on board if you're just tuning in. This is the Salve Vicinus, and it is beaming live from DMR TV. And of course, we are situated here in Boya, the city of legendary hospitality. Now, I told you today is Tuesday. And do you know that today is the very last Tuesday you're going to have in the month of June? Well, the next Tuesday we're going to be having will be the 1st of July. So we're living the very last days of June. From today right up to Monday, we're going to be having the very last days in the month of June. So live every other day like you never have another day again. Of course, you're not going to be having another day because you will not have any other Tuesday in the month of June. The next month or the next Tuesday will be in the month of July. Okay, that's just a tip and just some thoughtful reminder there for you. Okay, Sister Florence Awombeng is present here in the studio and she will be dishing out the saint of today. What saints are we celebrating today and what can we emulate from their lifestyle? That's what we'll be discovering in a moment with Sister Florence Awombeng, who would be telling us the saint of today. To stay tuned.
Good morning, dear brothers and sisters. We thank God for the gift of a new day. Today, the 24th of June, we celebrate the nativity of St. John the Baptist. The feast of the nativity of St. John the Baptist is one of the oldest feasts in the liturgy of the church. He was the son of Our Lady's cousin Elizabeth and her husband Zechariah. He has always had a special place in the veneration given by Holy Mother the Church to the heroic servant of God. 30 years after the birth of Jesus, John began his mission on the bank of the Jordan. He was the last of the prophets of the Old Covenant. His work was to prepare the way and announce the coming of the Messiah. Before John was born, the angel announced that many will rejoice in his birth, and so June 24th is ranked among the joyous feasts of the year. We all know St. John the Baptist, don't we? We do. We do. No Christian, no Catholic, even children. I started knowing about John the Baptist in very, very early years of the primary school. Person who prepared the way for the Lord. We even had songs we were singing about John the Baptist. And the feast is one of the oldest in the church, we are told. And of course, we know that son, John the Baptist, was the son of Our Lady's cousin, Elizabeth. And her husband, Zechariah. It's a special place in the veneration in the church. John came to prepare the way for the Lord. That was his mission. And that's why he is the last prophet. He prepared the way, and that generation came and ended. Christ came now and turned a new leaf, the new generation. And you remember, 33 years after his birth, he began his preaching at the bank, and he said, prepare the way of the Lord, until he came to baptize Jesus Christ, where he declared in all humility that God is greater. Jesus Christ was greater than him. If it is some of us, you want to take the honor. Say, if I'm not greater, why am I the one to baptize him? Because he knew that his role was to prepare the way for the Lord. I am not the one you are expecting. I am not. You can see his work all over scriptures. I'm not the one you're expecting. Read, look, the New Testament. That's it. Give people their right place, dear brothers and sisters. In humility, give people their place. When somebody has a place, give the person the place. We are used to usurping people's posts. Other people do things, we come and take the glory. No. John was very, very clear about that. He knew his limit. We should learn to know our limit. We have no situations where people have taken other people's posts. People have done things and we go and claim it. That's criminal. Even in the church. We have double-crossed other people. We have gone and reported other people to hierarchy in order to curry favor. Portray ourselves as the good ones. And destroy the images of other people. John did not do that. He stayed on his limit line. He did not cross it. But in our society today, we only look for where we'll only be the people to shine. We want a situation where we'll only be the people whose voice will be heard, who will be seen and known. Today we have seen how John the Baptist took his place and remained there. Simply and clearly put, I am not the one you are expecting. I I just came to prepare a place for him. And that was it, and that was final. Somebody comes and asks, who is in charge of this? You are not in charge. You say, come. It has landed people into different kinds of trouble. Because we want to take what does not belong to us. Stay on your lane. Remain on your lane. And stop double crossing people. If you only do that, it will even be better. When you begin to go to destroy people's character, defame people's character, tell lies about them because you want to get favor, that's when it becomes really, really troublesome, worrying. So, my dear brothers and sisters, we heard it today. June 24th is ranked as one of the best feasts in the church, one of the joyous feasts. So let us enjoy ourselves, celebrate St. John, and thank him for showing us an example how to live and remain on our lane. And start trying to double cross people, tell lies about them, report people to people, authorities, report people, say things about people who you should not be saying. John the Baptist knew his position. He remained there and only pointed out that there he is. That's the man who is going to save you. I'm not the one who is coming to save you. Even me, I'm not worthy to untie his shoes. As a Christian, you should be able to point out and say, oh, I am not the one who did it. Oh, it is brother this, it is sister this. Oh, I'm not the one who is in charge. It is Mr. That, it is Mr. This. And stop taking other people's glory. Work for your own. God will bless you. Happy feast of St. John the Baptist. We wish all the John a very happy feast day. We wish all ourselves a happy feast day because celebration of the church, and God will bless you. Happy celebration.
Thank you very much, Sister Florence Awambeng, for emphasizing on the life of John the Baptist, and of course the nativity, the birth of John the Baptist, and the life of John the Baptist. I cannot emphasize even more. You've said it all, and we're all called to mind to emulate the life of John the Baptist. We shouldn't usurp position because he gave God his place and said, that woman baptizing is greater than me. So usurpation of authority has become way too common in the society. And a lot of other virtues and values that we can pick out from the life of John the Baptist. Sister has said some, and we're called to mind today to be able to be mindful in everything we do so we can have a purposeful life. Thank you once again, Sister Florence Owambeng, and we sure shall have you tomorrow on yet another edition of our Saint of the Day. Dear viewers, if you're just tuning in, this is Salve, Vicinus you're watching. It is a wake-up show coming to you live from DMR TV. We are situated at the foot of Mount Fako in Boya, the city of legendary hospitality. We welcome you on board, those of you just joining us for the very first time. And straight away, we take you to the newsroom because we want to be informed on what is making news in the Diocese of Boya and across the country. Magdalene Wondo is in the studio to treat us to our news of the day. That is Divine Mercy Infos, and it will be yours right after this break.
Many thanks for joining us on Divine Mercy Infos. We begin with our weekly catechetical session where June 23rd witnessed the weekly catechetical session Know Your Faith with Reverend Father Martin G. fitting in the shoes of the Chief Shepherd of the Diocese of Boya, Bishop Michael Bibi, drilled the Christian faithful of St. Anthony of Padua Parish, Boya Town, and DMR TV's audience on an overview of the provincial pastoral plan of of the ecclesiastical province of Bamenda. It was later promulgated in 1999, having as motto, "This is something which concerns all." Reverend Father Benjamin Fon followed this session and now reports.
The Vatican II document on the sacred liturgy, Sacrosanctum Concilium, notes that in the celebration of the Holy Mass, the Christian faithful are called upon to be active participants and not just passive spectators. Flowing from this, it has always been the wish of the prelates of the Church to involve the laity in the life and mission of the Church. The ecclesiastical province of Bamenda is not left out in all these. In today's weekly catechetical session of Know Your Faith, Father Martin J., fitting in the shoes of the chief shepherd of Boya, Bishop Michael Bibi, drilled the Christian faithful of St. Anthony of Padua Parish, Boya Town, and DMR TV's audience on an overview of the provincial pastoral plan of the ecclesiastical province of Bamenda. This plan was the brainchild of the then Archbishop Paul Vetzekov and Bishop Pius Awa of blessed memory, who, after attending a synod of bishops, saw the need of a pastoral plan. It was later promulgated in 1999, having as motto, "This is something which concerns all." Father Martin then elaborated on the agents of evangelization as someone or something acting on behalf of another.
Plan with some political considerations. This pastoral plan is divided into two main parts, or you can say sessions. Two main sessions. And the first session has to do with the agents of evangelization. Now, the first session will deal with agents. I want us to understand and look at the word agent. What agent means? Typically, an agent means someone or something that acts on behalf of another. Someone or something that acts on behalf of another. And usually, that somebody or something which acts on behalf of another acts with some authority, because it can either be delegated or you can act on its own capacity. So an agent is someone or something who acts on behalf of another with much authority to make decisions or to take actions. What we look at the division of the structure with regard to the pastoral plan. And we said it is divided into two main parts. The first part has to do with the agents of evangelization. So we are looking at what the agents of evangelization are. And subsequently, the agents of evangelization, we shall be looking now, and specifically these agents and what is expected of them. So we said that agent is typically someone or something.
Father Martin also carefully highlighted the indispensable role of the institutions who act as agents of the pastoral plan.
Under agents of evangelization, another person will now look at institutions, and the person is the family, which I noted is the domestic group. And we see the gradation. From the families, we come to small Christian communities. From the families in the home, we go down to a community quarter. The locality get what we call small Christian communities. So we get these small Christian communities, as we call them. And these small Christian communities now are made up of different families which belong. So we see the essence of small Christian communities. We noted that they say this is involving everybody. Nobody should be left indifferent. Everybody should get on board. So small Christian communities. From small Christian communities, we have mission stations. So we are having cases where they are saying it is difficult because now people have their infant baptized and infant baptism. We need to pass through a gospel sharing, which are within the small Christian communities. And then from the small Christian communities, the people lead now to the mission station. The mission station people to the parish, and then you can have their child baptized. And some who don't want to follow that or value that party, they find it difficult, and it's like they find it difficult to apply it. That's the plan of the pastoral plan. So these are all writings from the families, small Christian communities. Of course, we have gospel shares within the small Christian communities. We have mission stations, and then we have the parishes. And these parishes now form a intermediary group.
The prelates of the ecclesiastical province call on all to leave the pastoral plan and make it part and parcel of their respective Christian communities.
The Christian community of Holy Trinity Parish in Bota have celebrated the parish feast day with a call for them to be a community of persons who are guided by the unity that exists in the Trinity and use their differences to build and not to unite, and not to divide. This wake-up call was sounded on June 22nd, 2025 by Father Peter Namongo, parish priest of the parish, on the occasion marking the celebration of the feast day. Matilda Bisong tells us more.
The celebrations to mark the parish feast day of Holy Trinity Parish in Bota kicked off on Thursday, June 19, through Friday and Saturday with a couple of socio-cultural activities like singing, Bible quiz, debate, and others involving the 6 different small Christian communities of the parish who actively participated. The participation of each of these small Christian community was recognized in a prize award ceremony offered by the parish priest, Reverend Father Peter Namongo. St. Michael Small Christian Community emerged overall best.
The first is St. Michael, 67/70.
Jeanette Kimbeng is a member of this small Christian community.
When you practice, it makes perfect. From the day we were told that we have this, while waiting for our children from school, we continue like adults to be there. We continue to be there for practice. And not only that, I attend Jopasit. I said I should go for the Bible quiz, not because they teach those things because they teach higher things in Jopasit, but I said I should participate because you have to participate, contribute, and belong. I have to belong, so I was there. And when you practice and you do all those things, you are sure.
Preaching to the entire Christian community, Father Peter Namongo explained the 3 divine persons in one, God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, who are distinct in terms of their functions. The priest brought out the lesson of complementarity in working together as a Christian community. He stressed these examples for his Christians to follow and live out the uniqueness of the Trinity.
The uniqueness of these persons of the Trinity should help us to kick out from our community the cankerworm of cliquism. When we begin to form cliques, we team up for wrong ideas, we team up for wrong intentions, and maybe that may be existing among us. And we have formed pressure groups, and we have our supporters. And anybody who does not see like you see it becomes an enemy. The Trinity of persons kicks against this. Our relationships should be marked by openness, understanding, and trust. As we celebrate this feast day today, let us ask God for the grace we need to be able to live in knowledge and love of God, in mutual respect for each other. Let us pray that our community, a community of the Trinity of persons, will be guided by that Trinity, will live in unity, and we will only understand that our differences only come in to build rather than destroy.
This is the 3rd year of organizing these feast day activities. Each passing year, it gets better with the participation of Christians in their various small Christian communities.
And this is the 3rd time since I came to Bota as parish priest that we have organized these activities. Every other year only gets better. My evaluation of the activities this year and the performances has been that it has been more than it has ever been before, especially for the past 2 years. This time around, we saw even people that we never thought that could come out. They came out, and we saw people participate in activities, and not only participate in them to win, we're participating in them to bring out the joy that we have as brothers and sisters living in one community. People came out and they did their best to make sure that they defended the names of their small Christian communities.
The solemnity of the Holy Trinity was celebrated by the Universal Church on June 15. At Holy Trinity Parish, Bota, the celebration was moved to June 22nd in order to give room for better participation, especially by the young people who are engaged in the end-of-year examinations. The Christian community now looks forward to next year's feast day celebrations with more hope.
Priest of the Congregation of Sons of the Immaculate Heart of Mary, commonly known as Claretian missionaries, serving in different parishes and institutions within Southwest Zone, have celebrated the memorial of the Immaculate Heart of Mary. The celebration took place over the weekend at Wonaliosie in Boya Diocese. Details with Hilarion Tukov.
These priests of the congregations of the Sons of the Immaculate Heart of the Blessed Virgin Mary came from different parishes and institutions across the littoral Southwest Zone together with their Christians to anticipate the solemnity of the Immaculate Heart of Mary. They are better known by the name Claretian missionaries. Reverend Father Gaston Mary, serving as parish priest of St. Dominic Parish, Munyenge, here in Boya Diocese, is the vicar for the Boya community. He officiates the Holy Mass.
This feast is so dear to us. This feast came about when our father founder, St. Anthony Mary Claret, founded the congregation in 1849. And when he was founding this congregation in 1849 with his co-brothers, 5 of them, he told them that this thing we are beginning today, he is handing over to the Blessed Virgin Mary because it is not his own. And through his life, the Blessed Virgin Mary did so many things in his life. And that was why when this journey started, he told himself that he is not able to hold it, and he gave it to Mary. That Mary should be the keeper. Mary should be Mary should be the reason for this congregation to begin. And he invited the Virgin Mary to always be beside his son, just like Jesus Christ. That's why today we have been called the Sons of the Immaculate Heart of the Blessed Virgin Mary. It was also because Mary is the mother of Jesus, and as Mary is the mother of Jesus, we are the sons of the Immaculate Heart of the Blessed Virgin Mary.
Founded on July 16, 1849 by Father Antonio Mario Claret, the congregation now bears the name Claretian Missionaries, which is derived from the founder's name, Claret.
We are called Claretians because just after the name of Claret, we have Claretians, who was our founder and who is our founder. In 1950, when he was canonized as St. Anthony Mary Claret, this feast is celebrated on the 24th of each year. But today, celebrating our feast of the Immaculate Heart of Mary is like one of those feasts that bring all Claretians together from far and wide. Like in our zone, we have the Buya and the Douala zone, and so we are gathered in the Our Lady of Sorrow Parish, Diocese of Buya.
Irrespective of the sad news received before the Mass concerning an accident involving a parish community in Douala where some Claretian priests serve that led to the demise of 2 Christians, the community gathered at Wonaliosie Parish gave thanks to God as they pray for their peaceful repose. According to some Claretian priests who attended this celebration, it was a time for them to recommit themselves to the Blessed Virgin Mary.
My name is Father Kasmi, Claretian Missionaries. I'm curate in Kosara Parish, St. Agnes Kosara Parish, Diocese of Tomba. Today is our feast, Claretian feast. We are celebrating Immaculate Heart of Mary. It is the heart of love and the heart of everybody. For me, Claretian, I'm very happy because it's a sign that God is giving us His mother to continue to take care of us. And like a missionary, I'm supposed to have the same heart, a heart of love, a heart of fire, who can help my Christians and my family to grow in their faith.
It should be noted that here in the Diocese of Boya, the Claretian missionaries serve across different parishes. The ceremony that was anticipated ended with the burning of incense in front of the church building. Originally, the church commemorates the solemnity of the Immaculate Heart of Mary every June 28.
St. Francis of Assisi Choir, Boyatown, have celebrated a decade of resilience, hard work, and dedication in evangelization through choral music. A grand musical concert to commemorate 10 years of existence of the choir took place over the weekend at St. Anthony of Padua Parish Hall. Details in the following report. The concert, which held at the parish hall, drew parishioners, former members, clergy, and well-wishers for an evening of music, prayer, and gratitude. Founded in June 2015 with a handful of dedicated voices, St. Francis of Assisi Choir has grown into a vibrant and integral part of the parish liturgical life. Mayanka Trine is one of the founding members of St. Francis of Assisi Choir.
Saw the need of creating a choir to assist the other choirs in the parish who were just 4 to 5 choirs at the time, and singing was so monotonous and not as stressful for the other choirs. So we saw that creating another choir, because there were many youths who did not belong at the time in the parish, and we had to bring in some other 12 persons who joined us.
Over the past decade, the choir has become known for its rich harmonies, spiritual depths, and commitment to enhancing the worship experience of Christians through choral music. Individuals who attended these concerts left fulfilled, having been part of the celebration.
Interesting, the music choices, everything, they sing so well. I've attended several concerts before, but I must admit this is one of the best I've had yet.
I must admit, the event is a mind-blowing event. Like seriously, if you were here, you want to hire this choir for your event.
The anniversary concert, themed "It's Been You All These Years," featured a diverse repertoire. The performance included choral classics such as "Sing Unto God, Let It Be," and traditional liturgical dance reflecting the choir's multicultural influences and joyful spirit. Vice President of St. Francis of Assisi Choir, Ngwisho Norris, expressed gratitude to the parish community and God for the journey so far.
I'm filled with joy, filled with so much excitement, celebrating 10 years in this choir. I started the choir too from scratch till today. So I'm very happy, very excited, and I really wish to appeal with the young ones, the youths, to equally join the choir for us to glorify God together.
The parish priest, in his closing remark, acknowledged the choir for her dedication and spiritual service, and St. Francis of Assisi Choir looks to the future with great plans of expanding the choir for the glory of God. And that was our package for you on our Divine Mercy Infos. More developments will be yours at exactly 7 p.m. on our Divine Mercy Prime. Thanks for your keen attention. I've been Magdalene Wondo.
Many thanks, Magdalene Wondo, for treating us to the news. Yeah, a lot to grapple with, a lot happening in the Diocese of Boya, and I'm sure you must have got the most of information from the eyes and ears of DMR TV. Well, a forecast of our news will be yours tonight at 7 p.m. because Eileen Sama will be treating us to a fresher dose of news. So do stay tuned at 7 p.m. tonight for Divine Mercy Prime. In the meantime, dear viewers, if you're just tuning in, this is Divine Mercy Radio Television you're watching, and the program on air is Salve, Vicinus. We welcome you on board because we are very excited to always have you on board. Our newscaster is here, and it's always traditional that we talk with her a brief, and then we get to introduce to you our topic of discussion. Mado, good morning, and how are you doing?
Good morning, Yannick. I'm doing okay, and
I'm doing great. Yeah. Why do you always smile? Why do you always smile? You know, Father Roderick told me each time you want to talk to me, you smile. Is it just a construct to pretend that everything is fine? Or it's intentional? Let me know.
it's intentional. I'm happy to see it's a new day.
Okay, all right. We'll take that as noticed. Okay, so how was your night?
It was restful.
Restful. Welcome to a new day.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for the news. All right, so we want to talk about something today, and we think that you can share with us quite so much. We want to talk about fruits. Do you love fruits?
Of course, I do.
Which is your favorite fruit?
Favorite fruit.
What are you thinking? It should just be
I don't really have a
involuntary.
favorite.
Where?
Yes, because I love fruit. So anyone I see, I eat. It's not like
Do
I
you
should-
like lemon?
You know, lemon.
Lime?
Sometimes, yes.
Sometimes? All right. So our question of today is, which is that one fruit that when you eat in public, it makes you uncomfortable? Which is that one fruit?
There are
You know-
several fruits that make me uncomfortable.
Really?
Yes. I'll first of all want to begin with pineapple. The smell of pineapple. You know,
My
you've
God.
been dressed up
No.
for work and then
But that one, it depends on you. It doesn't depend on other people. Would
the smell now,
Okay.
it may maybe
Irritate
it
other
spills
people.
on you
Mhm.
and then stuff like that. And then we also have sugar cane.
Sugar cane. Tell me more about sugar cane. What
Just
about sugar
imagine,
cane?
just imagine having done makeup in the morning, you're
Mhm.
leaving the house and then you're struggling with that sound.
You're biting. You know, these are foods that you don't just eat anyhow. You need to really take your time, position
So
yourself,
why we
own
first
your
of all eat
space.
in public?
No,
Public
why
space.
do we eat in public? Don't you eat in public?
I don't eat in
I
public.
saw you eating gato the other day. in
When do
public.
you see me eating
I saw you eating
gato? I'm not just like eating in public because it makes
Right.
even the other people around you uncomfortable.
Right,
Yes.
right.
It's not-
So you want to tell me you will not eat any fruit in public?
No.
I do eat in public.
What
I
do
would
you
take.
eat in public?
Yeah, I would eat any fruit that goes with me. But my fruit, the fruit that makes me very uncomfortable, is watermelon. I love the juice of watermelon that I don't like anything to drop. So sometimes when I'm eating and it runs down,
So what do you do?
you know, you always like feel like doing some justice to it, and then you think that, oh, people are watching me. No, I don't have to do this. You know,
Just
So,
maintain your
just
steam.
maintain your steam. Eh? All right, dear viewers, that's a question for today, and we want to hear your own opinion. Share with us, which is that one fruit that when you eat, it makes you very uncomfortable in public? Which is that one fruit? Please just open up, because sometimes pretense will make people want to sugarcoat, but tell us, which is that one fruit that if you eat, it makes you uncomfortable? I said watermelon because I like to eat my watermelon and finish all the water. So sometimes when the juice come out, I want to lick all the 10 fingers, but I won't do that in public because everyone going to look at what is he doing. So that one makes me uncomfortable. So tell me, what is yours? We are hoping you do share with us your thought and opinion. Share with us. The number is on the screen, and we'll be reading your messages in the moment ahead. Thank you very much, Mado. I wish you a very fruitful day.
A better one for you.
See you tomorrow.
Definitely.
All right. So, Magdalene Wondo signing out from the news department. We're going to have her again tomorrow at 7 a.m. To share with us what is making news in the diocese and beyond. In the meantime, dear viewers, share with us your thought and opinion on the topic, which is that one fruit that when you eat, it makes you uncomfortable. We'll be happy to hear from you. Okay, I told you at the start of the program that we are launching a campaign to fight against drug abuse. Drug abuse is becoming a new normal in the society, and juvenile delinquency is growing, and one of the causes has been drug abuse. And so a campaign is being launched to kick drug abuse in the society and substance use disorder. We want to talk about that. We're going to be having some guests here whose mission has been to change the society in a way that tomorrow will be better. And so we are going to be bringing a foundation here. I'll share with you the members when the time comes, which of course is going to be in a moment from now. But first, kindness, I want us to have a musical bite, because they say talking quite a lot without having this beautiful punctuation, beautiful music, really doesn't bring entertainment to light. So we're going to have this musical piece, a beautiful piece. When we come back, we'll talk with our guest. Do stay tuned.
It's Nene. Rich man picking. I'm serving the living God. I got his love never fails. He's giving me life and joy and victory every day. Amazing grace, oh, sweet as sound. My life na nyang, so I'm living in victory. From glory to glory to glory, I go. Now heavenly blessings that show. Show me love, oh, Jara. Papa, oh, you don't name my troubles for Golgotha. Daddy, oh, you don't make my life a day better. Saturation des joies, c'est des sips pour ma life, oh, hey. Ton amour est puissant, c'est des suites pour ma life, oh, hey. Every day, I testimony, oh, hey. See me as a day happy, oh, yeah. From glory to glory to glory. Now heavenly blessings that show. Glory to glory to glory, they go. Now heavenly blessings that show. Running over. My cup is full and running over. My cup is full and running over. My goodness, celebration. My cup is full and running over. Papa, make we celebration. My cup is full and running over. Sister, just celebration. My cup is full and running over. Brother, make we celebration. My cup is full and running over. I'm serving the living God. I got his love never fails. He's giving me life and joy and victory every day. Amazing grace, oh, sweet as sound. My life na nyang, so I'm living in victory. From glory to glory to glory, I go. Now heavenly blessings that show. Glory to glory to glory, I go. Now heavenly blessings that show. My goodness, celebration. My cup is full and running over. Papa, make we celebration. My cup is full and running over. Sister, just celebration. My cup is full and running over. Brother, make we celebration. My cup is full and running over.
Yeah, my cup is full and rolling over because of from glory to glory. I move, I go. What a beautiful piece of music we're having here. All right. Thank you once again, Kindness, for that beautiful music. If you're just tuning in, this is Salve, Vicinus coming to you live from DMR TV. We're very excited that you're watching us. Please do partake in our talking point today. We're asking you, which is that one fruit that when you eat in public, it makes you uncomfortable. Madu has shared her experience. I have done mine. What is yours? Share with us, and we're definitely going to be happy to hear from you. Now, we are going to move to another information segment. The papers have been capturing the major happenings in the country, and will be telling us from the different front pages what is making news in the country. So let us touch the information nerve of the country right about now with our newspaper review. Eileen Sama is present here to treat us to a newspaper review. Hello, Eileen. How are you doing?
Fine this morning.
You dress so traditional today.
I love traditional wears. Thank you.
What is informing your choice today?
Well, I just love looking African.
So,
yes.
which is your
if
designer?
I can look African on a daily, I will definitely do
and
that.
And I hear it's very expensive to look
African.
Exactly
what I wanted to learn. That
yes.
Due to the fact that I can't purchase those beautiful African designs, I just have to manage with some okrika and some pret-a-porter. So pret-a-porter, wash it, iron it, turn it to the pressing, and it looks
gorgeous.
You know.
So who is your designer? Africa. I hear every design there has a meaning and all of that.
Anyway, Yannick, this one is just something I just got from the market, already sold and ready to wear. Yes, so
at least you should get the name of the tailor now. That's your designer.
Yeah, that's true. You know, these retailers, when they buy also from elsewhere and then they sell to you, you can't really tell. But then it's a beautiful way. Thank you.
Yeah, you look so gorgeous. So it's good on you.
Thank you.
All right. So what's making news on the press?
Well, on the press today, we hear that the Cameroon-Indian tie is really getting stronger because the Indian government is given over 100 tons of food supplies to Cameroon, especially for its regions that were hit by flood recently. You know, the Farmwood region is one of that. Yes, Minister Paul Atanganji has met with the Indian representative yesterday, and these supplies are already in the country. That's
please, they should give us some Indian songs too.
Yeah,
you know, that's some of those are Indian
exactly. And it's so sad. This is happening at a time we witnessed the plane crash that claimed over 200 lives in India. Just one person survived. So we continue to send our condolences to the Indian partners in Cameroon, and a lot of politics. A lot of politics as well as usual. We hear Maurice Kamto is opposition heavyweight, and that's the reason why they're trying to clip his wings so that he shouldn't fly and all whatnot. We have the professor from the south who is making strong utterances again on the news, saying that he has the right to say what he has to say, and it's because Maurice Kamto is this and that, calling on others to shun the Biya regime and what have you. So these are some key stories we're going to be looking at today, and there is also one story that keeps coming back. It just slipped my mind, which has been talked about.
I hear there's new ID card post in the southwest region.
Oh, okay. Yes. Maybe
there's one in Kumba.
Yeah.
One Boyana has more than one. Limbe got another. Tiko. Yeah. So that's good news.
Then the power supply.
Power supply to energy.
Energy Cameroon. Yes.
There's some boost.
There's some boost, and we are happy that the government is struggling to do its best to make sure that we don't suffer from power cut. Some will say it's a political.
Some kind of political machination,
yes.
Some kind of construct to change the minds of Cameroon.
Or measure to change the minds to love and support President Biya. But then let's see how it goes in
All
October.
Right, you cannot say something you don't know. Courtesy song behind that. Okay. Thank you very much, Eileen Sama. We're now going to take a pause and go to the press to find out what the papers are saying. It's going to be yours after this break.
Hi there, good morning, televiewers. Let's kick off with the Guardian Post Daily this beautiful day, which is talking about Bia's ambition to make Cameroon major energy hub and gets a fresh boost in Central Africa. Well, newly created project company C-Star announces move to build over 114 billion francs CFA worth petroleum product storage depot in Kribi. Read the details in this edition of the paper. Donga Mantung vibrating to rhythm of Camtel GM's holiday tourney. Yes, it's the holiday, and these tourneys will continue to make news. Government spends 45 billion francs CFA annually on insurance claims, Minfi boss says. We urge you to get a copy of the paper and read all the details. Now, for ordering payment into his private account, Fecafoot Executive Committee member drags a tool to Ethics Committee. Read this intriguing piece on the Guardian Post. Away from the Guardian Post, we take on municipal updates this morning, and it's talking about fostering local development in the Southwest region. Soweda's resilience. Read more about Soweda and what they are about in this edition of the Gazette. Fako CPDM, Limbe City Mayor celebrates choice of Nalova Lyonga as a boss. Cameroon ranked third in global kola nut production. You can get the story on the left here of municipal updates. While digital platform for cassava and maize sales launched. Read the details in this edition of the paper. We leave that Gazette and take on the next one, the National Post, which is a bi-weekly. It takes us to the National Assembly and tells us that Communication Chief Ekema Linkin to launch radio and TV outlets. We look forward to the new media, or the new baby media, that will soon be launched in Cameroon. And still on the paper, it is ICT Innovation Week. Minister Lee Likeng opens Innovators Bootcamp in Yaoundé. Of course, this major headline was also carried by the National Post. The humanitarian aid, India donates 1,000. It is 1,000 tons of rice and medicine to Cameroon, among others. Read more on this edition of the Gazette. Well, let's now take on Cameroon Tribune this morning. Cameroon Tribune is talking about the presidential le rôle clé de la société civile. Yes, the key role of the civil society in Cameroon. What are they supposed to do, to make sure that there is some degree of responsibility among Cameroonians and for the elections to move smoothly? Read more on Cameroon Tribune today. Comeback of diseases, continuous vaccination, dropout to blame. Well, you can read more on this health piece on Cameroon Tribune. India offers support, as we read this morning, in managing zones in crisis in the country. Read more on Cameroon Tribune, the Lone Bilingual daily. And we leave that Gazette. We take on Realite Plus. Realite Plus this morning is telling us, of course, about politics and showcasing President Biya. Of course, lots of campaigning and mobilization is being done, and this time it is in Gide in Marua, where we hearing that the partisans there are mobilizing to support President Biya's candidacy. And on Echo du Parlement this morning, it talks about public health delivery and states that Parliament gives a new impetus with the creation of Repap Safe. Well, get to read more about Repap Safe on Echo du Parlement this beautiful morning. Quickly, let's take on La Lune. La Lune says that, there is a history of love existing between Cameroon and India, as we observe Minister Paula Tanganji there with the Indian representative. That is Shri Vijay, who are saluting. And of course, this comes as India donates 100,000 tons of goods to Cameroon, and also medicine to help, regions that have been badly hit by floods. Get to read more on this edition of the paper. Emergence also talks about the presidential 2025. Le candidateur de
le candidature du Paul Biya, de Paul Biya encercle. Yes, President Biya's candidacy is a little bit in turmoil, going through some turmoil as we hear that there's been attacks from here and there from Sons of the South and some other persons speaking against the president and telling of how his regime has been nothing good so far. Well, get the paper and read what these personalities or individuals are saying, especially that of Leon Taylor, the CPDM partisan who, or let's say, he's a counselor who has spoken against the legitimate, rights of President Biya, questioning that and taking President Biya to court. Well, let's go over to Eco Sante this morning. Eco Sante focuses attention on the International Widows Day. And is definitely saying that the voices of widows must be heard. All the barbaric treatment and maltreatment against widows should come to an end. The dignity of widows should be restored, as the paper says. Well, read more on that. Le Soir is telling us that Minister Ngale Bibe, he has exhorted militants to mobilize, en mass and support President Biya ahead of the election that was in Sanaga Maritime Division. Well, read more on this edition of the paper. Le Drapeau celebrates Cameroon's partnership with India as it donates 1,000 tons of goodies. The paper caption said 1,000 tons de solidarity. Well, read more about that. We hear in Le Drapeau that the price of beef in Yaoundé has witnessed a decrease in the cost price of beef. We urge you to get the paper and read. Let's also take on this other bilingual gazette. It is breaking news. Breaking news tells us that the PCC, concerning the PCC, there's an open letter to moderator Mickey Hans. Well, who has written this letter? Get the paper and read more on this edition of the paper. Akare Muna, who exposes entrenched malpractices, including corruption, embezzlement, and management of public funds, pledges to be an ambassador for whistleblowers of elected presidents of the Republic of Cameroon. You can read the details on breaking news this beautiful morning. And let's take on Lemfo Asho this morning is telling us that the president of FECAFOOT demands Russian partners or the Russian Federation to pay 455,000 euros directly to his account. Well, not so certain about what this is all about, but we are definitely going to read the details on Lemfoa Show. We're going to buy a copy and read more about this affair, and we hear that we'll be getting more about this affair on Lemfo Asho. What is this money meant for, and why is Etofisa saying that this money should be paid directly into his private bank account? Read more about that on this edition of the paper. Well, we're going to wrap up press review right there with Lemfo Asho, and we'll be back tomorrow for more reviews with the papers. Thank you very much for viewing. Just stay tuned to Salve, Vicinus, which continues with Yannick Funky.
Thank you very much, Eileen Sama, for doing a marathon on our papers this morning. Lots to grapple with. We want to send sincere appreciation to the Indian government, in spite of the fact that they're going through quite a lot. They're going through quite a lot with the loss of lives, over 270 people who passed away from the plane crash. India can still extend magnanimity to the government of Cameroon. really, really great, really wonderful there. And we're getting that 1,000 tons of rice and other fresh produce sent to the government of Cameroon by the Indian government. And of course, that is directed to those areas that were hit by different disasters. Thank you very much. We got that in the papers, quite conspicuous in the papers today. And also the fact that there's been a very strong campaign against the sale of beef in Yaoundé. Yes, and of course there's been some price hike in Yaoundé. And so the Ministry of Commerce is working very strictly to see that the price is being homologated. So a kilo of boneless meat should be sold at 3,000 francs and not 3,500 francs, as is the case in some abattoir or market in Yaoundé. And a kilogram of bone meat should be sold as 2,500 francs and not 3,000 francs, as is the case with the some market or abattoir in Yaoundé. So these are measures that are taken by government to ensure that the population gets some of these products at very moderate prices. It should not be at cutthroat prices. We are pleading with the ministry, please come down even to Boya, because sometimes the extortion policy or tendency of some of these business persons is becoming unbecoming. We're hoping that this gets across other parts of the country. All right, thank you once again, Eileen Sama, for our press review. We're going to be having you tomorrow on the papers still. Dear viewers, if you're just tuning in, this is Salve Vicinus you're watching, and we are very excited that you're watching us this beautiful morning, this Tuesday morning, and we're happy that we're giving you nothing short of inspiration, entertainment, information, and education. And talking about education, we want to talk about something very important. And like I've been emphasizing to you, we are having a growing normalcy in the proliferation of drugs, and it's affecting mostly our younger population. The younger minds are getting into drugs in a way that, if not controlled, if not handled carefully, we're going to have a future that will be completely destroyed. So many young people, their minds have been destroyed, their physical their structure have been destroyed by drugs and drug intake. And so DMR TV is very mindful about this. This is the holidays, and younger people, some of them may be convinced, pressured to carry out some of these activities. And so we feel that this is a topic we get to talk about. We should discuss about it, and let us look at the way we can curb drug peddling in the society, drug abuse. And so we've invited two very, very important persons to talk about this, and to see how the campaign against drug abuse is going and how we can curb drug peddling in the society. We have with us some members of the Precious Life Foundation. We're going to get more about this foundation in a moment, but with us we have two persons. We have with us here we have Madame Clarice, Madame Ngueto Chist Clarissimo. I beg your pardon. She's going to tell us that part of the name, because accuracy is very important. She will definitely be telling us more about that. She's the president of Precious Life Foundation, and it's a foundation that is has launched a campaign against drug abuse, and we're going to get more about that. With us also, Kindness, can we actually see her, Madame Clarissimo? Yes, Kindness. For a moment, yes, that is the person we're talking about. That other part of the name she will call, she will pronounce it for us. All right, so we also have with us Mr. Theodore Tadifo. He's the Secretary General of this foundation. So Precious Life Foundation. We're definitely going to be knowing more about them. Without much ado, I'd like to welcome, yes, that's Mr. That's Mr. Tadifo is there for you. And Madame Simo Clarice, before we get to say anything, please, give me that name. that name so that I am not persecuted for not pronouncing it so well.
Okay, Ngetrisi.
Ngetrisi. What a wonderful name. Yeah, you need to be very intentional to pronounce that name so well. Thank you so much. All right, so let's kickstart. Precious Life Foundation. What is Precious Life Foundation?
Precious Life Foundation, as you hear the name Precious, it's a foundation that is fighting to see that the youth are okay. Their mental health is okay. The youth are going to school. The youth are doing what will make Cameroon a better place tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So Precious Life Foundation is out there to see how we can take out our youth from drugs and make them a better person in the community.
Right.
As you rightly said, we see how drug abuse have become something else in the community. It's been sold, like they say, bonbon in the market. It's everywhere, and the youth are going into it every day. Precious Life Foundation is there to tell them, to show them the right path, to see how we can work together and bring those that are into it out of it, and we'll see how we can make them, feed them back, as life is so precious to be wasted. That is Precious Life Foundation, so that we can see how we feed them back into the society and make them a better person.
Right. We're going to know more about Precious Life Foundation, but I want us to paint a picture, Mr. Talifo. Give us a situational analysis. How bad is the situation about drug peddling, and how are youth lured to getting this?
Okay, before I come in, I'll first of all like to say it is Quingwa Tio Tatfo, not Tazifo, Tatfo.
Not Tazifo, Tatfo. What is actually happening? Why am I not getting the names right? All right.
Yes, so situational analysis, if we should look at Boya, Boya town to be in particular, you will see that it started like a joke. Before, when we hear of the drug issue, it used to be very, very troubling. At times, when you still had the stadium that has been renovated before, when it was GSS, Boya Town, in the era of Madame Georgiana, we used to have students who go that way, and people who were always at the field, even when they were not playing football, but they were always there. And at times, you just see a police raid, and you want to see bags and bags are coming out. You're like, whoa. Before, it was hidden, but very few persons also by then were involved. But it seems as if there's been some, I don't know if I choose the word evangelism. The population that are into drugs right now is so alarming. Besides that hope, at least now that the new stadium has been put there and everything, we can say that area now is no longer a risk zone. It's safe. If you go now towards, before this bridge was constructed, the Bonaberry Bridge, that area also used to be another issue. But in fact, it seems when the bridge was even constructed, it became another heaven instead for the drug issue, because they were now going under.
You mean around the Catholic Church?
No. The path leaving, going from Afosi Junction coming down.
All right, yes. That inlet that goes and come out in
when that place was constructed, or above that gutter, it either became a set of safe haven. You had the youths now, some of them were hiding there and taking it, and I think one time the council discovered and they collaborated with the forces of order, and that place also was cleared off. But how permanent is that is questionable. Now there's this place where they claim to sell iron. When they come there for selling iron, other things are happening behind the sales of iron. And you see parents, at times you're looking for your child in the house, you don't know where your child has gone to, and you don't know what is going on. And then you hear another person tell you, I saw your child there smoking. At times some parents don't believe until they start seeing those changes in the house themselves. And then now you have the other part beside the Catholic Church, which we were talking about. And so Precious Life Foundation last year actually did a certain campaign, we're shouting, supplier pack and go. We don't want, because we believe that if you take away the supplier, if there's no food, nobody eats. Now, when that was done, they left with pressure from the community. Afterwards, I guess forces who were supposed to maintain the order relaxed, and they came back. If you go to Wonalunga, support, in fact, when University we had graduation, I actually saw somebody's status like, if na banga, the whole Shkisel will go graduate. But it was education. So those kind of comments show you that it is really bad. Like they say, it don't bad, it's really bad.
Really bad. I mean, you've painted a picture around the upper part of Boya. It's even a worst case scenario down Bomaka. There are some particular areas there that, I mean, it is almost known that this is the area for there's a name they give them. There's a name they give this. Yes, the tear is the area, but these boys,
junkies.
That is the word they give them. The junkies guy are there, and you see them. The manifestation, even in their physique, it is always common. Now, Madam, what is this campaign you have launched all about, and how do you meander? I mean, with a group of people who think that they are in their great mind and great enjoyment and all of that. How do you meander to really cause a change in their way of life?
Yeah, you see, those junkies, as we call them, they are good people to approach, to talk with. They will talk.
Yes.
Hey.
They can clean their shoes.
Tomorrow, no, I need to come again. So I always say that it's not easy to stop it. But when you say one step at a time, if you struggle to say, I was taking it twice or 3 times a day, you go down to 2, we have hopes. We know that one day you come out of it. And how do we do them? It's not easy because they are not the ones that try to fight us. They're not the ones. They've threatened me some couple of times, even through them, but I know it's the suppliers that are doing that.
It's a cartel. It's a whole cartel.
That I should not talk about drugs anymore. And I told them that I prefer, if it's the last drop of my blood, that needs to go down for this thing to stop. Because when you look, and they are not just conscious, because they come in a community. See, like Boyatan, for example, we mostly have face me, I face you.
Yeah,
you pass through the behind and you go to somebody parlor, through somebody parlor, you come to somebody's kitchen,
veranda, yeah.
And the thing is just all over. And somebody come at the heart of that place, you make it a tear. And nothing is being done about it. So we try, we go to them, they don't have an issue. To mingle with them is okay. They'll come, you sit, you talk with them. After them, what do you want to do? Write if your application come. If it's school you want to go, let's send you to school. If it's job you want to learn, a trade, we will do that. And so for them, we don't have problem. You can always see that bastard maybe when they have not taken, when it's time to take, there's no money, they're very violent. That time, that's why when they have taken, you see, they will not insult you. When they have not taken, then they are thinking where to get this money, because it's not easy. You are not working, and even if you are working, then you spend about 7-5 a day, because they are the one who told me, oh, mommy, there's another, the cheapest is 2,500.
My God.
There's one for 5,000. That's one.
And just for some tiny quantity like that.
I've never seen. They told me it's small like the head of a matches. You just take that small thing like that, you put in a spoon, you light fire, and something come out, you inhale, that's all 5,000.
My God.
So I told them that you people are rich here, because I don't have that type of money to spend 15,000 a day or 10,000 a day on something that is not helping you. You are definitely you are rich, and that is why the whole community, they are suffering now. Your food is on the fire. Somebody come and remove the lid to go and sell, to go and buy drugs. Because what they do in the iron place is that you bring iron, I give you drugs. That is it.
Oh
yes, no, you don't want. It's straight. They are doing straight by butter. It's straight by butter.
Yeah, because the people who pick iron, they have their own physique. They always.
That's why, because of you see how they are. You see a child of 15, 20, they are like 40 or 50. There's something else.
They always address people, chairman. They always give you some high name.
So they give them something.
Easily, yes. Do you work with first of all, what are your success stories in this campaign? Because it's not an easy campaign. Sometimes you get induced in it, and you are held at a spellbound, and you get frustrated. But other times you make some progress. So what are your success story in respect to turning some of these drug addicts into normal persons? And then the next question is, do you work with some previous drug addicts who have, I mean, should you say repentant drug addicts? Do you work with them? Because there is actually one in Mutengene who has, they call him Shwenking or something like that. They say he's a repentant one because he sings against drug abuse and all of that. Do you actually work with some of them? Because if they see their peers who once took it and has changed, they can easily change, they can easily relate and change. So first thing, what are your success stories, and then do you actually work with repentant drug addicts?
Okay, I think I'm going to start and then she's going to conclude on this particular point.
Mm-hmm.
Before we talk about our success stories, what is Precious Life Foundation? Precious Life Foundation is an association of members of the Boyatown community.
Oh, all right.
So everybody who is a part of Precious Life Foundation at this point in time, from the inception up to this point, are members of Boyatown community. And so these are people who know the problem.
Mm-hmm.
People who see the problem, people who understand the problem. And so our biggest success is that it is the persons who see the problem on a daily who are engaged in this fight against the problem. That is our biggest success. If you should look at us on Facebook, where we are trying to grow, we are not professionals.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing I would say, we are not professionals. It is the mama who is seeing the problem. It is the brother who is seeing the problem. It is the sister who is seeing the problem. That is Precious Life Foundation.
Okay,
and so
people, victims. So should we say victims? Maybe it's a lack of a better word. But people who have experienced,
people whose brothers,
who live around
whose sisters,
with
whose children are into it, and they want to see them out of it. Yes.
To see how they can fight against the drug abuse.
Exactly.
That makes a lot of sense.
Last year we had a campaign. It will be so shocking. That campaign made a lot of waves because we saw mothers, grandmothers joining youths to march from Mr. Alino's printing press. That's the entrance to
to
former stadium.
Oh, to former stadium, yeah. That's
to the new stadium, the small stadium, all the way into Wonalionga. Mothers, all the way down into Mukunda.
Mukunda, yes.
Coming out.
Calm down.
Go into Bonaberi,
yeah.
Come, go into Afosi Street, right down almost at the slaughter.
My God.
Mothers joining youth to march to show you how bad the situation is. And another success will be after that particular campaign last year, we also had other pressure groups in the community. We had also persons who were living beside the hotspot of suppliers, the place of iron. And with the guidance of the president, the supplier had to leave. They themselves were scared. They had to leave from there, and then that was when they went closer to the Catholic Church.
I get it.
The mother still said, "We don't still want to see you here."
You're around here, yes.
They were still calling for the president. "Mama, we need to march again. We need to march again." That pressure was there, and they had to be evicted. Landlord evicted them from where they were. They went there also. They were evicted, and now they are coming back. That is where now our problem comes in. This year, we are hoping now to partner. Who are the persons who matter in society? This year we are hoping to do something big. We are hoping to engage the forces of law and order. Because the temptation there is that when they do raids, well, you are a victim of circumstance. They just pick you to even you are not involved. So we are trying to also have a discussion this year with the police on how we can actually collaborate with the community, let the innocents and let just those who are involved be taken.
Targeted arrest, so you're going there to just pick the person who
exactly.
Suspected.
Now, since we are also not experts this year, we are also hoping to get into the Ministry of Social Welfare because we believe they are also actively involved in rehabilitation, and we are also open to other persons who are willing to come. We are also hoping to partner. We are also working actually
mental health specialists.
Exactly.
So that they can actually
so far we have mental health persons who are assisting us from Free Mind Center who also come in, and we are still have open invitation to other associations to come. We are also talking with Madam Edna Awasum, who is a nutritionist, also on how she's doing. I've told her to do a little bit of research on nutrition and drug abuse because we believe there are certain meals that probably can also help. We are trying to touch every sphere. So this year we're having an open discussion to continue from where we are. But for more about the success, I think our president will be able to talk better.
Yeah, maybe I should pose a question to you regards to that. And of course, in addition to that, also use the press quite a lot. Use communication, because sometimes communication will help to bring in people on board that will help to eradicate this. I love your strategy, able to use community members to fight against it, because when you have community engagement, you're definitely going to have a lot of success. But these are people who live with us. Some of them are shielding them because they are scared. They cannot really talk. Some of these guys are very violent. They promise you hell. If you get to reveal secrets, they promise you hell. But if you have one or two more people who are coming on board, then you can speak out. Then you can get to speak out. And even the use of whistles. Sometimes when you see somebody take it, they just blow a whistle and something is going to happen.
Yeah, that's
so,
what I told them. That's
yes.
to have whistles.
Yes.
At one point, we have to start blowing whistles.
Start blowing whistles so that they will know that if with the sound of a whistle, it means there's danger around here and all of that. So I think that these strategies will help to really eradicate drug from Boyatown. Boyatown is one of the hub for drug intake. But you're actually having a program this year to bring more people on board to fight against drug abuse. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, like this year we have the theme of break every chain, to break the chain, prevention, treatment, and recover all. That is the theme of this year, because 26th is the International Day Against Drug Abuse.
Right.
And so now we need the authority to come in, because if we want to talk about breaking chains, that issue, the customs will see how they will struggle for the things that are coming to the country, but what of the local made that are being made in the interior? Yes. And so the authority needs to come in. They needs to come in to help, because if on our own, we try on our own part, but the last bus stop is them to take them away or to pick, because I don't think that like the dealer in town, you see that guys so just proud when he passes and see us that are fighting against Joe, he will mock at us because he says he has people on his side, so they can't do anything.
That's it. I said it's a cartel. It's an organized institution that you have people at every chain,
so
even in the circle.
Yeah, it's very painful, because at times you do all this fight and you think that they have carried some certain people away, and next second you see them coming, jumping and walking at you. Last year, before we go around to march, we went and dropped the letters.
Appeal letters.
No, not appeal letters.
Invitation.
No, to say we are marching on this day. But
notification.
Notification.
Yes, at the jail's office.
Yes, from the jail's office, we dropped them to police in that and what. I bet you before we came to where we were going to the final bus stop, there was nobody. They came and mocked us the next day that they called us from there. That you guys are coming, so you guys are just wasting your time. But we've told them that they cannot be more than the community, because the community is really involved.
Yes.
Like the other day, we had to go to the paramount chief as a community to cry that we are tired. We are tired. You can't suffer with your child, and just imagine you pass, you see a child standing up sleeping.
Oh my God.
You see they are like, I don't know. You don't even understand that child. You only look at the
they don't eat.
They don't eat.
They don't eat. They
have
biscuits. Very dried lips. Yeah.
They like to eat the biscuit. It's like food is removing the thing. Why? I don't know.
No, the drug actually make them so high. They feel they have eaten. They are full, so they don't want to constipate, and they're running down.
And they don't bathe.
Yes, they don't bathe too. Water is very cold for them. Very, very cold.
So we this year we are hoping that the community, the authorities, everywhere that we've given them invitation, that they will really come out, so that together we will talk. Because one thing I've noticed, like all the community leaders, the quarter heads, it's easy to take out these people, take out this drug dealers in your community. But at one point you see they are all friends with them. Nobody cares. Nobody is thinking on how do we take out the place here. But it's 1 minute, because it took, when those youths they rose up there in Boyatown, they gave the council of Change West One, they gave them a letter of 1 week. We don't want to see that they packed everything and left. But recently they have come back. Or how did they come back? Where did they pass through? They passed through. They must have seen somebody, and that gave them the authority to come, the authorization to come back there. And that's why they are there now. So that's why this year we are targeting that when they come together with the authorities, we can discuss a strategy how to take out these people from the community and see how we can rehabilitate our children and make them better persons.
That's
in the
right.
community.
That's very, very, very important. So, tell us more about the event you're actually organizing.
Okay.
And who is invited to the event?
Of course, it's a community program, so definitely everybody is invited.
Right.
Fellow viewer, you're invited. You are invited.
Thank you.
We all are invited. So with or without a formal notification, please, we invite the entire world. Of course, it will be here at Boya community. Okay, so the program for this year, we are celebrating in 2 days. We are using Wednesday the 25th, and we are using Thursday the 26th, the day itself.
That's right.
On Wednesday, we are going to the Boya Central Prison, and there we are hoping to engage with the inmates to have some games, mostly football and other games that will be coming up. This will be coordinated by our very own coach, Jamale Denson.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Ipe Jamale Denson, the warder.
Yes.
Please, when you go to the Boya Central Prison, reiterate there. Because you know, when you advocate and they get to arrest all of these guys like that, they bundle themselves in Boya Central Prison. And it's very, I don't know, uncomfortable to know that drug peddling in Boya Central Prison could be worse than even outside here.
Yes, so our target in the prison, first of all, is to understand, because it's at the end of the day, we are still going to have, after the games, we are going to have a discussion.
Yes.
In that discussion now, our focus is going to be on understanding, first of all, we know that first of all, the rights of inmates in our country is the way it is.
Right.
So we are going to, and the resources available in our country
Right.
is the way it is. So we are going to also be engaging in this discussion, where in this discourse we try to understand first of all the situation, the needs, and how they manage the issue of drugs, and
Right.
probably we too can give our own suggestions.
Right.
Because at the end of the day also, I think we don't have enough resources to provide the kind of standard of human rights required for inmates in our country and those kind of things. So, but now with the little that we have, what can we do? That is going to be the substratum of the discourse we are going to be having at the Boya Central Prison.
Very important.
Now, on Thursday, the D-Day itself, we are going to have an awareness march around strategic points of the Boya Town community.
Right.
We are still inviting everybody. This one, it's something that we all need to come out. We are going to have whistles, we are going to have messages,
Yes.
which we are going
Have
to
peace plans too.
which we are going to be giving out. And we are also hoping that the media also, as you said, we need the media.
Absolutely.
We also hope that all media can
Please
come
stream
out
it live on Facebook.
and-
Stream it live on Facebook so that people can also watch you. And know that
Exactly.
this is what is happening in Boya Town.
So we've written and invited already, like I said, the peacekeeping forces, the Ministry of Social Welfare, the Ministry of Youth Affairs, even the Boya Council. Yes, we are hoping that during that discussion now, because after the awareness march now, we'll be going to Women Empowerment Center to have a conference,
talk.
a discourse. In the course of that discourse, our focus is simply going to be how the community, because we are looking at the formal authorities, we are looking at the local authorities, we are looking at community leaders, and we're looking at the community themselves. So we are all engaged in a discourse to see how we can actually effectively eradicate drug abuse. That is going back to the team, breaking the chain, disrupting that system that is there to keep our youth subjected to this harmful practice. Talking now about that, we are also going to look at how we can get into partnerships, because we intend to collaborate with the state. We intend to collaborate with all relevant persons who can help us fight this ill. Precious Life is made up of members of the Boya Town community, and members of the Boya Town community wish to see that come 2035 we too also have a fighting chance to be in the prosperity of our country as promised by the head of state. And so if we are out of the competition, that therefore means we've already given up on our future, and we choose to say no to that. I was born in Boya, raised in Boya, although right now I'm
Boya Town to be precise.
Boya Town to be precise, yes. Although right now I'm an advocate in training in Douala. Yes, that's where I'm practicing. After this conference also, Precious Life, because that does not take me out of Boya. Home is home.
Home is home.
Even if I go to Dubai, I go to America, home is home. Is Boya Town faring fine? Yes, then I'm okay. And after that, also we are also hoping after that to compile our documents, also still to also collaborate also with the Commission of Human Rights. So the vision is big, the intentions are there, but we need the support. So we are also soliciting for support from all persons who are also concerned about our community. Please help Precious Life, help members of the Boyatown community to make a better Boyatown community.
Right. Thank you so much. Madam Clarice will be taking leave in a moment, but is there any final word you want to add to what Mr. Tatfo has said?
Yeah, I want to say Precious Life is not just out there to go tell them, no, don't take drugs again, no. Our problem is to see that we put you in a place where you not regret living drugs. Yes, that if those that want to go back to school, we want to send them to school. Those that want to learn a trade, we want to learn and see that we establish them, so that it will not be that they left drug and they went back into it because they lack something doing. No, we want to try. That is why we say we are calling on partners. I want to thank those who have really been pushing us through this event, that has really been supporting us. We really thank them very much, because if it's just us, we don't have been to be where we are today. But with the help of those that are trying to push us through, we say thanks to them, and we know that Boyatown will be a better place. Not only Boyatown, because we're not in Boyatown, as we have a document to go throughout Southwest,
of course,
to talk about drugs in all the schools. So we are not limited. Yeah, we are going places, and so we are calling that partners to come in, so that we'll join fight this ill that is taking over our youth. Because if not, soon we'll not have youth. If the youths are coming up like this,
we'll have a future that will be made up of
I don't know,
very very concerning people. Yes. We want to thank you very much. This is really a vocation, because you're doing to help the community, and I'm not sure you're getting anything in return except of the satisfaction and joy that come with changing just one person. So here at DMR TV, with our mission of sharing the light of hope, we really support your mission. We say thank you very much. Thank you, and keep sharing the light of hope to the world. Yes, and of course, we are inviting you any other time you have something great like this to continue to share the light of hope. Of course, thank you very much, Madam Clarissimo. Let me keep the other one. Thank you very much for coming. We're going to have you again. Right, definitely. Mr. Tatfo, thank you very much for coming.
The pleasure is ours.
Right. Please do take a rendezvous with the Precious Life Foundation, because they will definitely be running this campaign against drug abuse beginning this Wednesday, the 25th of June, where they will be at the Boya Central Prison and across to pass on the message of hope, a message of no to drugs. And then on Thursday, which is the International Day Against Drug Abuse, they will definitely be carrying out a community campaign, a mobilization campaign against drug abuse in Boyatown, and then hold town hall discussion in that regard. Of course, let us together join to fight against drugs. If you're just tuning in, this is Salve Vicinus you're watching, and it is beaming live from GMR TV. We're very excited that you're watching us from wherever you're watching us. Our question on board is, what is that fruit that when you eat in public it makes you uncomfortable? We have some messages, and then we're going to ask our guest here in the studio to share with us, let's take on this one. It says, thank you for the morning joy you put on our faces every morning. Watching you from Bonduma. It's coming from Reverend Father Roderick Yancy and Brother Jude Aka. Say, my own fruit that makes me uncomfortable is mango, especially when you have to suck the seed. I go with that one too. Mango. Okay. And then you say, okay. Thank you very much, Father Roderick. We'll definitely be reading other messages. But let's hear from you two very quickly before we take leave of you. Madam, which fruit is that? Which is that one fruit?
Jackfruit.
Jackfruit. Mbele. Oh, I know Mbele. Yes, the sweet Mbele. My God, it has lots of juice. Why is it? Why is it? Tell us more about it. Share with us a bit of the experience.
The way you take your gum, your hands, that's how you have be as if you have touched gum to gum.
My God,
so, that one
it's
is
very, very uncomfortable.
Very, very. Then the smell, that means they have something.
That
They
one,
sit in
the
house.
perfume is unmatched.
Yes.
You go with it if you just touch it.
Yeah.
That's a good one there. All right, so tell us yours.
Well, the fruit that I know it in public is sugar cane.
Sugar cane.
Because it's because I first of all have soft gums, and then that biting. Oh my!
Sugar cane is the only fruit where you it is sweet, but when you are masticating, you first get angry. You must tire before that you smile because it has its way of always manipulating the
for
mouth.
me as tease.
All right, thank you very much. Of course, we're going to take this short musical break. When we come back, we're going to be treating you to health and beauty because Nadeshme is present here in the studio to tell us what is healthy and what is beautiful today. Let's have this musical piece. We'll be back. Right, how beautiful piece of music there. Thank you so much, Kindness. And straight away, we go to our health and beauty. Nadeshme is present here. Let us take this transitional imperative. Nadesh will tell us whether we are talking about health or beauty.
Good morning once more, TV friends, and welcome to another interesting edition of Health and Beauty. And this way we are going to talk about something of health. Yes, it is very important to keep our system clean so that we avoid us spending too much in the hospital. So this morning I'm going to talk on the best way to store drinking water. Now, some of us, we know that drinking water is very, very important for our system. We drink water every day and it is very, very good. We have been talking about that. But how do you store this water for you to actually consume it without getting sick? It is very important that we know that. So that is what I have for you this morning. So storing drinking water is very important for our daily life. That's one point that you're supposed to know. And the freshness of the water can vary based on where it comes from and how you keep it. There are some people that will use the clay pot that you see on your screen, others can use maybe the plastic, and others can use maybe jars and other stuffs to store their water. But how do you preserve your water before consuming it? It is very important. So this is why many people choose to store their drinking water at home. But do you know what the best way to keep drinking water is? Do you actually know the best way to keep drinking water? Remember, maybe this is the holiday, you have children at home, you even have the toddlers who are moving up and down. Maybe you might go fetch your drinking water and you just come and you leave it open or carelessly. That toddler might come, send their hand inside without you knowing, and the next minute you guys are consuming that water with the bacteria that have been found in it without knowing. So it is very, very important for you to know that. So a lot of people store their drinking water in bottles and jugs, in their fridges and cabinets, just like how you see on your screen. So there's so many ways that you can store their water. So this is not an excellent way to keep your drinking water, as they are very expensive or an expensive long-term investment with high maintenance costs. So if you're storing your water, please know how to actually keep them very, very clean. So the first tip to store drinking water in the event of an emergency, it's very, very important. So the first one that I have for you this morning is place the drinking water in plastic milk jugs with screw caps. That is, you actually place it maybe in the jugs. You have the clay pot. Have you ever imagined carrying water from the clay pot? The way the water is fresh, it's like you should just keep drinking and drinking. It is very also good. So you also have stored them in a cool, dry place. Don't just put them anyhow, because bacteria, remember, rain falls and maybe bacteria in the ceiling and all the stuff around might penetrate or enter into your drinking water because you didn't cook it well or you didn't keep it safely. So make sure you keep it safe and cool in a dry place. Keep them away from sunlight, which can make the plastic brittle. Yes, please make sure you keep it away from sunlight. It is very important. You might want to go to work and maybe you have your windows open. Please, if it is open, know where to actually place your water. It is very important. Now you have few clean empty 2-liter soda bottles with tap water and bleach. Yes, you can use the other detergents to actually make sure you put in your water to leave, and you leave it for about 15 to 30 minutes before you consume it. It is also very important. And you can use the chlorine. We all know about chlorine, so you can use it. You can also go for store smaller quantities by filling up baby food jars. So don't store water in a big jar and you come back after 2 weeks or 3 weeks and you're expecting to still consume that water. It is not very, very important. So if you're storing your water, know that at least 4 or 5 days you consume it before you carry another one. Don't keep it for long and you come back and you're trying to drink it. You might not know the bacteria or maybe how long the water is. I think I need to also do investigation on how long to preserve your drinking water so that you can keep drinking. It is very, very important. So keeping your water safe, and also let's just say keeping your water safe is very, very important for you. It's not only about consuming the water. We know that water is good for our system, water is good for our health because it gives us that long life and all the stuffs, but preserving your water itself, it's very, very important. So this is what I had for you this morning when it comes to your health and beauty.
Thank you so much, Nadesh, for our health and beauty, and today she decided to talk about preservation of drinking water. Yes, how to preserve good drinking water. We know that with the scarcity of water, especially here in Boya, the tendency is many of us carry water in bulk, in good quantity, in good volumes, and we keep and we are using it momentarily, quantitatively, and all of that. But while we're trying to keep water, we also need to preserve the water in a way that the water doesn't become harmful to us, because basic hygiene and basic hygiene tells us that good drinking water should not have any
taste,
any
smell,
any color.
Color, yeah. I think
my goodness,
color is another point.
She has forgotten what's going on here. All right, so these three very important qualities for good drinking water should be kept, right? But then, you know, situation has always put us, it's either your water has some color or your water has some taste. You know, matter of fact, I cannot tell you the experience I had drinking water. And the water was slimy, and I imagine what it's going to do to my system. It's not even the water that caused me to start.
It's not the water that is scared of, but you're just imagining your system.
Oh my God, you know, so it's a common thing. It's a normal thing, but I think it's very important to also teach us some of the preservatives that we can use to keep the water, because it doesn't only suffice for you to cover the water or drink it after
I also
some
talk
days.
about using chloride.
Yeah.
Which is also chloride dioxide. You can use it maybe.
Chloride dioxide. Just say chlorine. The chloride dioxide is the one that has salt in it. Just say chlorine.
Okay, let me just say chlorine is easy. At least you can use it, put it in your water, and leave it for about 15 to 30 minutes.
Yeah, when you say chlorine, it sounds so scientific. Just say the powder. The powder eau de javel. It's not eau de javel, because eau de javel is a company.
Yes.
It's either say, do you know the English word for eau de javel?
Eau de javel.
Do you know the English word?
I don't know.
It's called bleach.
Okay, bleach.
Yes, it's called bleach. So many people just go around and say eau de javel, eau de javel. That is the name of a company. That is the name of a company. So the right word there, the English word is bleach. Do you know the English word for omo?
Omo.
Yes.
Omo itself, no?
Detergent. You know detergent. Go around. Omo is the name of a company. Like you say Maggi, I want Maggi. Maggi is the name of a company.
No, you can go for the
seasoning. It's a seasoning cube.
At least when it comes to the kitchen, I know that one.
It's very, you know, we have to all know some of these terms and all of that. So chlorine is what the white powder bleach that we have around. But it is very harmful if you don't put the right quantity. That's why it's always advisable to always
they always say for 10 liter or 15 you use a cork.
A cork?
Yes, use a cork.
Just use small quantity, because that thing
10
like
to
that
15 liters if you have your big
when it is powder, it's called chlorine, but when it enters water, it becomes hydrochloric acid. It's an acid, becomes hydrochloric acid, because chlorine plus water gives you hydrochloric acid plus oxygen.
Science don't enter
My
inside
God.
the
I all right, so thank you very much for that, and we hope to have you again tomorrow. Please take the rendezvous tomorrow. We need to have you again.
Thank you.
Now to our talking point, which is that one fruit. Nadesh, you love fruit.
Of course, I
love
fruit.
I've seen you. I can testify. Which is that one fruit that when you eat, it makes you very uncomfortable in public?
Pineapple.
Like me.
Imagine buying pineapple at the roadside and you're eating and that water is
my goodness.
Or maybe you're eating and the water is in the wrapper, you have to bite, you have
my
to see
goodness.
Then at times the ropes now have to I don't know how to put it. But I think pineapple is actually something I don't like eating at the roadside. So if I want to get it, I always advise I let them slice it. At least it's more preferable. You can use the toothpick. But to just get it when it's like that and you're biting and going, it's really embarrassing. The water. Imagine putting on something and maybe the water drops on your cloth. It just makes you look a type.
All right, Nadesh, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, see you tomorrow.
Yes.
All right, Kindness, thank you so much for the reminder. Let's go to the birthday pitch. Let's do a marathon on the birthday pitch and we close the program as the studio manager has indicated. Today we are celebrating with somebody very great. Kindness, can we have his picture on the screen? Mr. George. Yes, Mr. George, also known as Papa George. Yes, is this not the person we celebrated yesterday? We already celebrated him. The kindness. Let's celebrate him again one more time. But we celebrated him yesterday. George Tor. Kindness, are you ready? Let's celebrate Mr. George one more time. No, of course, that is him. Yes. Happy birthday to you, Mr. George. And may God continue to bless you. May God continue to bless you. May all your endeavors find favor in God. From your mouth to God, yes. Choicest blessings to you, Mr. George Tor. It's coming from your wife in Limbe. Yes, we want to thank you. Okay, kindness. Thank you so much for putting this together. And of course, we want to thank all kindness. Okay, we have a second person. We have a second person to celebrate today. Okay, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you, and may God continue to bless you. May you find favor in God, and of course, may the pleasures of this world be a great directives to you. She goes by the name Joya Pearl. Yes, kindness is not that you said. On this special day of yours, I wish you all the best in life, especially in your career dream. And may God continue to be with you. Joya Pearl, that's her name. Okay, thank you so much, kindness. It is here we place a cap on today's edition of the program, Salve, Vicinus. Thank you so much for watching, dear viewers. And we're going to be together again tomorrow for sure. And we'll have the midweek edition of the program in a very grand style. Join us tomorrow for a special package. My name is Yannick Funky, and together with Ngwan Kindness, who manned the broadcasting and transmission, we had a successful program. Special thanks goes to all the presenters of the program today. We're going to be again tomorrow. Until we meet again, do have yourself a very profitable day.